So talk about this. Just before partition, after partition, how is the Assamese identity forming? Very briefly.
Now you're getting into historical intellectual question, not the personal biographical story. The Assamese, now if you look at what is an Assamese, it is not a given group of people. It is groups of people who are Assamese. The word Assamese comes really into currency when the word Ahom is dropped off the lexicon of Assam's administrative documents. And this happens in 1931 when the British drop off the word Ahom and consider all of these people are Assamese. Now, but there's no group called Assamese in the text. As I said, it's a us, we, something, right? There's no Assamese, Ami. So who is the Assamese is in an economic way. If you look at economic history, you find that the Assamese were the subject groups that the British could extract revenue from. They were the ones who were living along the Brahmaputra and were cultivators. The people that they could not really make them into subjects, they called them by their tribal names. They made them hill tribes, right? So you have multiple hill tribes. Now the Assamese is a conglomerate, people who had settled along the Brahmaputra. They're Hindus, they're Muslims, they're Christians, they're all kinds of people. So they are mostly agriculturalist people. Now this had gone on from, say for example, I would say from the early 1900s, there's an awareness. The first Assamese association was born in Calcutta. Basically, it's a literary organization, right? In 1892, I think it came into existence in Calcutta, where they started then talking about Assamese. But there's the way this is also happening is there's a shift from Upper Assam or Eastern Assam, where the Ahom kings ruled, which is Jorhat, Sibsagar, that area, Brahmaputra Valley, to Guwahati and Kamrup, which the British had identified as their administrative area. Now the British shifted, just like thinking, if you think of Delhi and Calcutta, how the British shifted, Delhi was the capital of the Mughals, and had all the center of power was there. Now the British shifted into Calcutta for the longest time, and Delhi dwindled away. Right? It became the thing of the past. It's something like that with Assam. They made the historic Assam absolutely irrelevant and then made the commercial Assam of Guwahati their main place from where so everybody then congregated there, and people who became little officers, clerks in this British system started studying and having the opportunity of scholarship and this and that. This is also a time, as far as my historical reading goes, is a time when they started inventing a story that Assam is not peripheral to India. Assam is not an uncivilized place. It is not the place of Yavanas and Asuras. It is the place of Aryavrata in a way, right? Mahabharata is part of this story here. There are certain kinds of scholars who started doing this work, and they were all from this other western part of Assam with Guwahati as the center. It is not the eastern Assam.
How are they connecting it to the Mahabharata?
Through the war, the Kiratas and this and that. Then there is this one book started to be written, as you said, during the 1940s. Books were written in the sense that the so-and-so king who is considered a Danav or Asura is not actually in that sense, but he was part of this other group, of the Pandava group, of the Mahabharata, the Pandavas and Kauravas, right? Part of the Kaurava group. And his thing is originally Bihar and this and it's fanciful.
So
writing.
it became like so now this is just not Pandavas and Kauravas, they have their allies, and their allies, some of the allies are from Assam. And so that's why we are part of this larger narrative, which is part of the larger nation.
Yes, and this is happening in 1940s. 1940s. Once the British made Assam, the Assamese, the word it brought into currency. 1931, they brought it into currency, and suddenly, with, as I said, with education and all of that, the hub of now all the administrative work is in Guwahati, and all the people who are in that Kamrup Guwahati area getting the opportunity to study in Calcutta or going to Oxford or wherever, coming back and then writing these story of sacred Assam. It is no longer regal Assam, royal Assam of the Ahoms. Those have been made into tribals, right? Now there's a sacred Assam geography. And the sacred geography of Assam is connected to sacred India.